Yeah, but that's custody. That's in custody. Yeah. Because arrest is charges. Custody is just handcuff for safety. Let me call you back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's the one thing I learned right away when I started working. If you as a journalist report that somebody was arrested when the person was in fact taken just in custody, you can sue them. Because arrested means that you got charged. Custody means that they had you for
All right, folks, good afternoon, everybody. It is Juan. We are the On the Scene live stream. This is Providence Silver Lake section, and we have a shooting. We haven't had a shooting in a little bit. The new acting chief, Oscar Perez. Please share that you are watching. The new acting chief, Oscar Perez, was here just a short time ago. And the home that you're looking at right now, that white home, I believe a woman came home and there was someone in the home, and then the person who had broken in shot her. The woman who was in the home was in critical condition. I'm going to give you more of an update. There was just an update from Oscar Perez, who is the new acting chief in Providence. We're going to zone in a little bit. It is Juan on this Monday afternoon, Silver Lake section of Providence, and this the woman who was shot, hola one and all, I believe is in critical condition. Again, everyone, good afternoon. They do have a suspect. They do have someone that they have that they've gotten, but this sounds very, very serious. Again, we're in the Silver Lake section of Providence. It is Juan. Share that you are watching on this sunny Monday afternoon, and we have a situation, I believe, where, and this is a very serious shooting from what we understand, that the woman who lives to the house right on the right hand side of your screen, it sounds like she came home and maybe stumbled into potentially someone that had broken into her home. And this is Prudence Avenue. Serious critical injuries. So they are focused on that house. Can we pan it over just a little bit right there? You can see them out in front. They have the perimeter All the investigators are on their tape. We have a new chief now. Remember, we have the new chief, acting chief, Oscar Perez is on the scene. Major LePayton is on the scene. We're going to see what else we can find out. Right, folks, that is Steve Danbrook of the Attorney General's office right now. Can we pan over to him? Making his way. He just arrived. Now, normally, when he gets onto the scene, that normally means that it has been a fatal shooting. It's a homicide. The guy right, just picking up the tape right there on the right side of your screen, that is Steve Danbrook with the Attorney General's office. They're going to now walk him through the scene. But most of the time when we see him enter, that normally means that there's been a homicide. He doesn't come out for just a normal shooting. Again, it is one on this. God, it's a nice Monday afternoon. We're in the Silver Lake section of the city. And you can see they're now going to brief him on everything that is going on right there. But this sounds, for him to show up in this manner, well, we're hearing that it is critical. We're going to wait on the Providence police for them to issue an official statement. But for those that are watching, this is Providence, Rhode Island. We have an afternoon shooting. You want to keep your eye on, see that officer, he's explaining, those two representatives from the Attorney General's office, giving them the lay of the land of what happened, and they'll take him and walk him through the crime scene. Not sure who the other gentleman is with Steve Danbrook, but I'll find out. Well, they were saying she was rushed to the hospital. She's in critical condition. Thank you for the stars on this Monday afternoon. Folks, we're going to see what else we can find out. All right, we're going to move just a little bit because they're walking them through the crime scene. Are you rolling? Mind your way? No. Okay. See, they're right now on the side. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Ready? There we go. You can see them right on the side of the house. So they're from the Attorney General's office. Well, you hear more sirens coming. These are police sirens. Folks, very active situation here. So you can see there's the Attorney General's people getting a update on the scene from the Providence Police. Again, this is Silver Lake. Why is it? Oh, yeah, time to move. Wow, those sirens are close. Now what the hell's going on around here? So they're going to walk them through. Yeah, oh, I'm sure. Yes, that's exactly right. Next to a church is right. Not so much anymore. There are the investigators right there on the scene. That's what I heard. Poor woman was shot. Sounds like she stumbled upon people breaking into the home. Now they're pointing up. We're going to take you through. This is Police on Scene. Share that you're watching. If you like the On the Scene live stream, you can send stars. All right, so there you see Providence Police and representatives from the Attorney General's office. That's Steve Danbrook. Now, if he's on scene, this has all the makings that it is, in fact, a homicide. Pleasantries with the members of the Providence Police. I think it is more than one apartment. Right now, there you can see they're entering, going in to the apartment. Folks, Monday afternoon, we're in the Silver Lake section, Prudence Avenue. It's right around 2 o'clock. So acting Chief Oscar Perez, one woman was taken to the hospital, critical condition, and the person was taken in custody as a precaution. So that is where we sit right now. Let's see what else we can learn. Folks, as many of you know and remember, Silver Lake used to be a very, very safe section of the city. Manicured lawns. Not so much now. So the woman was in the rear stairwell. So that's apparently where they're trying to explain where they think this went down. Or where this happened, I should say. You can see them at the back. All right, folks, we're just going to move to a better vantage point. Stand by. Here we go. Much better.
Yes, I can.
It's Levine on the scene.
Yeah, check. We're live in Providence. 1, 2, 3.
Folks, again, good afternoon, one and all. It is Juan. You can see them focused right there at the back. Let me pull it back just one time.
mean, still a very active scene here. You can see, I'll step aside right now, you can see that roads are still blocked off on Prudence Ave. The acting chief, Oscar Perez, says the call came in around 2 p.m. of this shooting. Now, one woman was taken to the hospital, and like you said, at last check, she's in critical condition. Police say one person is in custody at this time. And like I said, it's all very preliminary at this point. We're still working to get more information about what's going on here, exactly the motive of this incident. So as soon as we get that, we'll be sure to report it on air and online. Live in Providence, Molly Levine, NBC 10 News.
Again, few details coming out of police tonight. I also asked if someone was found inside the home with that woman when police responded. Police told me it was their belief that there was not, but they are still looking into that. That's all part of their active investigation tonight. Reporting live in Providence, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.
Sam, how do we do this? And then Sam told me, Nick, I know you heard that. I was like, all right, I'm going. Yeah. We could probably cut something.
Well, good afternoon again. 4 o'clock. We are in Silver Lake section of Providence. You can see very active police investigation right now on the scene, along with members of the Attorney General's office. That's right, Oscar Perez is now the acting chief. But it would seem that someone stumbled into potentially a robbery in progress, right in that house. You see up on the left-hand side, you can see the investigators gathered from the Attorney General's office right here with members of the Providence Police now. Steve Danbrook is here from the Attorney General's office. Normally, he is on scene when there's a homicide. Now, the last we heard was the woman apparently maybe discovered someone in the home or apartment, was then shot, and that woman is in critical condition, but they do have someone in custody. We have not seen new Mayor Brett Smiley come on. Good afternoon, one and all. Please share that you're watching. Folks, thumbs up again. Now look at this, 2 o'clock on a Monday afternoon in Providence, and it's possible that this may be turned into a homicide. To me, it's just another example. Police just never know when they may be walking into a situation like this. Again, it's look at that blue sky. It's actually a gorgeous afternoon. And so the new acting chief has his first potential homicide to deal with. Folks, again, good afternoon. On this Monday afternoon, it is Juan. You can see behind me there's definitely some activity here, right in the Silver Lake section. I believe from the Attorney General's office, Steve Danbrook, they are on scene. Share that you're watching. There's Amanda, Jeff Paquette. You can also type in someone's name and then they will also be notified. Well, right now, we're going to try to find out. It potentially could be a homicide. But we definitely know that apparently the woman in that White House right over my right shoulder, I believe that also could be a tenement house. There's Renee Kristen. There's my friend Tracy Pellegrino. Good afternoon, one and all, folks. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon in Silver Lake. But apparently, right at 2 o'clock, so just about 2 hours ago, right around that time, that, no, let me see if they're coming this way. They are coming this way. All right. Let's see if we can find out anything. Hey, Steve.
Hey, John, how are you?
Good. Is this can I ask you, is this a homicide investigation?
Can't really talk much about it, John, at this
No?
point. You know,
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right. All right, well, he said, I'll meet you at the side door. So if that means the side door, I think that would mean the police station.
Good job, John.
Hey, thanks, guys. Do you live in the street?
Yep.
Oh, you do? Yep. Do you want to do an interview? Did you hear anything? No? All right. Folks, again, that was Steve Dambrook from the Attorney General's office that you saw just a short time ago. Good afternoon. There's Pamela. Actually, there's Frank Gallagher. Folks, it is, it is a beautiful Monday afternoon during this mild January. There's Pamela. There's David Sammartino, a member of Team One. That's it, Prudence Avenue. Early afternoon shooting. David's got the call as it came in. There's Linda Vasquez. Folks, share that you are watching. Remember, we depend on the stars. If you enjoy, and we're going to hear more of exactly what we're talking about, which is the On the Scene live stream. We're going to start to, it's challenging a little bit sometimes with the weather, but as it gets to start to warm up, we're actually going to increase our time and efforts. We're also going to be more active into the night because I have found that there's a huge on-demand audience, which is people that a lot of times if we're out and it is there's Bert Dorrance and Tommy and another Thomas and Tommy and that a lot of times, and maybe some other people that maybe at midnight there's not a lot of people awake to watch it, but people will watch it as we get into a little bit later and watch it on demand. And so we're going to start to thumbs up if you like the idea of that. There's Joyce and Kathleen. Let me also just adjust what we're looking at. I also want to use this opportunity, something, I was talking about this on the radio show, that a lot of people who don't cover Providence, you guys tell me, there's Diana and Samantha, who covers, thank you, Tommy, I'm glad. Yes, Cranston PD Live is definitely a hit. Well, we're going to be doing more of that, but we're going to be doing more extended coverage of On the Scene live stream. The On the Scene live stream. You're going to see much more of that. But folks, as far as Providence, there's Coogie. Folks, thank you for the stars on this Monday afternoon. As far as Providence, what people are not talking about with the Mount Pleasant situation is many of you watching have seen when I have been in Silver Lake or around the Mount Pleasant area or Oneyville or wherever, anywhere in the city. And there's Danny Moran. And you can subscribe to the page and or there's if you go to what the link is on this video, that some people then just do. If you go to the website DePietro.com, then there's also a PayPal right at the top. But many times, many of you know that follow the live stream and want After Dark, but that somebody has a house shot up. And something that I have been hinting at for a while that no one else has talked about, there's Marissa, is the fact that, I'm learning now that there is cartel violence in the city of Providence. Now, everyone is jumping on this one kid at Mount Pleasant, where the assistant principal is trying to help him raise money to pay off the coyotes, who are the ones that's smuggling them over the border, and they work out. I think sometimes it's half down and then half you have a certain amount of time to pay. But anyhow, I have been busy all afternoon finding out from people that there's far more violence that goes on of people who don't pay, and then then it results in that they don't just forgive the debt. It's just a matter of what happens with the debt. And so sometimes it results on violence on the other side of the border. Many times, there's Tommy Bryan, he's working from home. There's Karen Mata, there's Sam Mooney. So something that Lieutenant Governor Matos doesn't talk about, as far as giving out the driver's license, Governor McKee definitely does not talk about it. But something they don't talk about is, my sources tell me that there's a lot of cartel violence that goes on in Providence. And it's not that's just one person. Sometimes there could be, multiple people that they smuggled up. And there's Ken Lowe, part of Team One. He was in court. And then what do? They send a warning shot over the bow of, are you sure you don't want to pay? And then they, shoot up the house in a way. So they're either threatening the people on that side of the border, or they're threatening them on this side of the border. Now, as Governor McKee keeps saying, there's plenty of room for everyone. Governor McKee saying, my goal is to get as many illegals living in Rhode Island as possible. Folks, remember, I have reported there are over 100,000. They're now over 10% of our population. There's Steve DiOrio and Grace. Hola. And it does explain, many times, Governor McKee or Mayor Lords would say there's no gang activity in that house. These people are just poor people that came here. Yeah, but you're missing the point. They're bringing third world violence into the city. One of the side effects of running a sanctuary city and a sanctuary state, and one of the side effects and one of the downfalls, there's Amy and Makara. Please share that you are watching. I'd like that. I am in Silver Lake section of Providence. There was a shooting this afternoon. Now, the woman they're saying was in critical condition, but as I said earlier, Steve Dambrook was here from the Attorney General's office, and then I heard him, I don't think I was eavesdropping, it was on the street, saying, I'll see you guys, side door. Now, that means, I would imagine, he's going back to the police station, and that there's Jay and Eddie Munson, and that it sounds like it could be a fatal, that this was a homicide for the new year. Now, we haven't seen the new mayor, Brett Smiley, on scene, but we did see the acting police chief, who was Oscar Perez. Remember, Hugh Clemens, his final day was just this past Friday. So it's Monday. Imagine that, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, Silver Lake, decent neighborhood, a lot of gang activity around here. But it sounds like, and you can hear another siren in the background. It sounds like someone, this is like a nightmare. You come home to, now that's an ambulance, right? Yeah. And so, comes home to a possible house break. There's Christy and Janice. And, that's frightening, that you come home to something like that. And then the person that is, there's Christine Hurley, that is, that you stumble into. It sounds like this could have been a homicide. Now, I'm going to wait to see what they say. I know that Major David LePayton was also here earlier. Again, Acting Chief Oscar Perez. Now, he was the number 2. He was the commander. LePayton is number 3 in the organization. Right now, they're without a 2. And then Mayor Smiley is going to be doing this audition with the top 3, the final 3. We want to see what that's going to be. Well, that's true. I just mean compare. It's all comparable. That's right. Decent neighborhood, just a lot of gang activity. But something that needs to be addressed that I don't hear anyone talking about is the amount of cartel violence. As many of you know, I talked about that time that they pulled over some individuals, and one of them had a certain tattoo on his neck. And it turned out in the back seat of a car that they pulled over, he was a gang member from, it was not from Venezuela, from Nicaragua. From Nicaragua. There was one of the gang members that had a tattoo there. Well, there's Devin Smith. And so, and then you wonder, you know, with some of these different types of countries, like, why would some of those particular individuals, why would they be in Providence, Rhode Island? Well, McKee and his lieutenant governor have absolutely opened the door. But what they don't want to tell you is how much gang and potentially how much cartel violence that they are actually bringing in. So I know it was definitely someone from Bolivia, and then there was another gang member that they found. Obviously, you know, Mexico and Guatemala, but it even went farther than that. The Nicaraguan gangs, there's definitely a subset. There's a Nicaraguan gang here in Providence, which is obviously very dangerous. And many of you remember from last summer, I think I was the only one that covered it, when they had a little bit of a mini war against some gang members that McKee let in from both Colombia and Venezuela. So, you know, folks, something that no one talks about is every time the Rhode Island Democrat Party, and in this particular case, I'm going to point out, this Pat Brady, you know, every time, whether it is McKee or his Lieutenant Governor Matos, or, you know, every time they're allowing these people to come in, I am telling you, Susan Ann, but it's going beyond that, right? Like, as many of you know, I've been criticized, condemned, a lot of my focus on the illegals, but what Governor McKee, and they refuse to identify, is look at this. Now you have a kid at Mount Pleasant, and he's going to the assistant principal and saying, I need $5,000. Otherwise, the cartel, the coyotes that got us over the border, they're going to come here. They have people in the state, and they're going to kill me if I don't come up with $5,000. So it's like something out of Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad. And that's why when you have, and there's Wendy and Jess Kelly, so, you know, like Governor McKee and Matos, his lieutenant governor, you know, we welcome everyone, and these people are Rhode Islanders. Well, yeah, but you're not talking about someone that is, this goes beyond the perimeters. I'll tell you what else is so unfair, and no one else talks about this either. And that is, what about, look at this person going right through the police line. You're going to see him walking right behind me. Goes right past the crime scene tape. There's Ann Batty. Folks, but it's a matter of time before Providence police, men or women, or then it could go into, you know, Cranston or East Providence. So, you know, they're about to pull over a car that, you know, went through a stop sign, went through a red light, and what they don't know is there are members of the cartel that are in the vehicle, and they're going to come out blasting. So, hi there, Kimberly Hernandez. Apparently, we're in Silver Lake section, and a woman, I believe we've learned, was coming home, and then there was someone that had either gotten into her apartment, and the individual who would it was a break-in, shot the woman, and she's in very, very serious condition. And the investigators that we saw on scene are almost treating this as a homicide. But I want to get back to where Governor McKee is so irresponsible, and that goes for his Lieutenant Governor Matos, is they're putting law enforcement in harm's way. What if you decide, you know, you're going to go to Providence Place Mall or Los Andes? So this could, who knows where this could lead. And anyone that, if you really have studied like Narcos and seen that on Netflix, or watched Breaking Bad, or watched Better Call Saul, those aren't just television shows or special on Netflix. Those are based on actual events. Cartel violence is far different than any other violent, right? They behead people. They lock people in their home and burn it down. There's Jan Brown. These are the type of people that Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee and his whole crew, right? Whether it's Pork Boy or Lieutenant Governor Matos, I just think you can make an argument. They're putting everyone in danger. This isn't a matter of, let's just be honest. We're not talking about, there are some dangerous people in our state. There are some dangerous people in certain parts of the city and in the state. There's definitely a gang problem. We know the problem with the ATVs. But when you get the cartels involved, and Governor McKee and Matos and because of Alorza making Providence a sanctuary city, have lured cartels in here. There's Chuck Cunningham. They're putting everybody in danger. There is going to be an incident where some member of, it's either going to be Johnston or Providence or Pawtucket or Central Falls, they're going to maybe just pull someone over, think it's a routine traffic stop. And what they don't realize is you have wanted cartel members that are behind the wheel of the vehicle, and they're just going to, you think, what, they're going to be taken by a Providence police officer? They behead people. They think nothing of, hey guys, they think nothing of taking out, there's no honor. There's not like, the old things with the mob, you don't touch women and children. They'll go after anybody. So there's our friend Jane Bryce. So folks, this is, we'll try to get an update, but I've heard the woman that was shot is in very, very serious condition. I can tell you, I'm not going to say I heard she passed away. We were told she was rushed to the hospital. And so this is interesting. Now I'm seeing, give credit to Alexandra Leslie, Providence School Department confirmed the assistant principal of Mount Pleasant is on paid leave pending an investigation. Notice paid leave. She's the one that, in fact, said we need to raise money to pay off the cartel. It is such a disgrace. And look at Governor McKee. Rhode Island is making the momentum continue with our schools. Governor McKee issued something that's also I'm seeing going on right now at Kennedy Plaza. We may head over there. Governor McKee, as far as the Memphis shooting, we have to stop this racism. Racism. Does anyone know what he's talking about? Racism. You have 5 black police officers that inhumanely from a traffic stop, beat that man to death. And Governor McKee says we have to do something about this racism in America. And then tonight there'll be a BLM vigil at the State House. Absolutely disgraceful. All right, folks, it is Juan. That is the latest here. Silver Lake. We like to bring you everything. If you missed it, you can just watch the recap. But this has been the On the Scene live stream.